Hello, friends. Thank you for joining us. My name is Mark, and this is the O2 Drop.
And this is the O2 Drop.
This is the O2 Drop.
And this is the O2 Drop.
Yes, this is the O2 Drop.
Wow.
Yes, Ethan.
Shittest podcast.
Now you have to say who's here tonight.
Hold on. Give me a fucking second. I was breaking so that Joel could splice the music in later. Jesus.
All right.
Well, now he's done it.
It's been spliced.
Can you
Continue.
splice in Born This Way by Lady Gaga? Since that's apparently Pokemon song now.
This is WA's best and only VGC podcast. Coming to you not so live from whichever streaming service you use. Preferably not Spotify because they're a bunch of thieving cunts.
Yeah, fuck him.
Fuck Spotify.
I was listening to Spotify recently because I have no morals and absolutely no substance as a person. It said that just before one of the songs came on, I was like, this song just reached 1 billion downloads on Spotify. I was like, wow, that guy probably got a tenner.
Hell yeah.
Look, I listen to it on Spotify, so whatever. Take my money, Spotify. I like it.
I'm a YouTube music enjoyer.
I mean, I've got to move
Base,
to YouTube music
same.
at some point, but YouTube's also a bunch of cunts. So
Yeah.
Until YouTube lets me listen to a video without having YouTube open on my screen, I will continue to hate YouTube.
if
If you pay for it.
yeah, that's a pretty
What am I, made of money? We have like 9 subscribers. Speaking of which, we have a new subscriber, Mark.
We do. Shout out to Bradford Betteridge for subscribing to the bottom cut, which is our bonus content. Only $3 a month. Get amongst it. Good content. It's basically double the content for only an extra $3 a month. Plus, you get subscriber bonuses like having us bully you about what your favorite Pokemon are.
And sex
Surprising.
stories.
surprisingly funny. Nick Khan.
I think he was just talking about the regular podcast there. I don't think Nick Khan pays for our content.
You know, the bonus content is surprisingly graphic.
Yeah.
Imagine.
We got told it was behind a paywall and we just immediately started talking about semen. just very quickly.
Okay, so we're tangenting. So tonight we've got Ethan. Mark's hosting. Ethan, Dan, and Chris are here.
Hello.
You're doing a great job, Mark.
Your usual favorites. If you're listening to the podcast and you thought, oh, I hope my favorite presenter's on this week, you're right.
I also brought a bottle of wine tonight because I knew this was going to be one of those episodes. So I'm going to probably get a little bit tipsy and lippy as the episode continues.
Ooh.
Good. So, I mean, we have a lot to get through this episode. We have leaks to talk about, which is going to be huge. We will get to that in a second. But first, we're also going to talk about the most recent regional that we had.
Mm-hmm.
It's not leeks as in like the vegetable that you make like really nice soup from.
Yeah,
It's,
No, that would be a little bit far-fetched.
The item.
where's the button? There we
There
go.
it is.
Yeah, not that kind of leek.
No.
Let the man host.
It's another fapping. All of our nudes have been leaked.
Everyone's just reading the various fan fiction that came out of the leaks.
$3 a month.
But yes, we'll be talking about all that. But first, we will be talking about the Louisville Regional. Hopefully you guys watched it because I haven't. So if anyone knows what won, do enlighten us all.
It was
Louis.
Andrew Zhang.
Yes.
It was pretty standard, nothing too spicy. It was actually Joe Ugarte was in the final with and lost. His team was spicier. He had the jump pluff that
pluff.
kept missing sleep powder on stream, the poor guy. But a minute, you know what they say, if it's not 100%, it's 50%.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
It was really fun to watch as well because you like Terra Darked it, turn 1, and then Andrew just like close combated it with his Sneasler. Bye.
Oh my God. Okay, I watched one thing the whole Louisville stream, and that was James Becker losing on stream.
That was good.
Yeah,
That was the
very
highlight
fun
for
to
me.
watch.
And after I saw that, I turned off.
Yeah, like the first 3 matches of Swiss were all good because it was James Beck being clapped. Fuck James Beck.
Fuck James Beck.
It was that beautiful, beautiful man in the brown suit with the executor whose name
That
is
was
That
so-
executor
it
was so good.
James Parker, something
Parker
Parker.
Simmons.
Parker Simmons.
Parker Simmons,
which
that's
is a
right.
fantastic comic book hero name.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. He looked great.
He did.
His suit was amazing. He had a really nice tie on.
Showed up with fucking executor.
His
Came
And
fourth.
Zoro.
his team was he came fourth. Yeah.
That executor had so much raw compression because it had it was like a size band team with sun. So it was like but it was like chlorophyll, so go fast, expanding force, energy ball, energy ball, and sleep powder.
Yeah.
And what was the fourth move?
Tech, I think. Let me have a look.
No, surely not. It had
I don't think it
had
was
Trick
Tex.
Room.
Yeah, I think it had Trick Room too. Something like that.
Pretty sure it wasn't Protect.
Trick Room, expanding force, energy ball,
Just
and sleep
so
powder
many things it can
with
do.
focus sash.
It's a very Diego Ferreira coded team.
Yeah. Terra Psychic.
There was one protect on there, I think.
Let me just have a look.
I definitely saw a team with very minimal protect that day.
Yes, you're correct.
had two,
One
yeah.
protect on the Ursaluna.
Yeah.
And Torko.
On the Ursaluna. There we go.
Torko had it.
Yeah, sorry, I missed that. It was in the middle.
In the spirit of Joel, I'm going to read out the usage because I know that
Wherever
he
he
would
is.
froth over
Wherever
this
he
shit.
is.
So
In the sky.
I mean, like, it's surprising, but also not surprising. But Sneasler was the highest usage day 1 and day 2. Everyone knew that it was going to be. If people are complaining about Sneasler being basically Urshifu light, and they are already calling for like to get rid of Sneasler. But I mean, I think it's just fair and balanced.
I don't see how it's Urshifu light.
No.
It's,
It
you can
does-
still click protect.
It's still, yeah. It's a fighting type capable of absolute bullshit. I
It's
think
a lot of
that's
RNG bullshit.
That's the Venn diagram.
And there was a lot of sleep on the stream from the Diaclaw. It was painful to watch. So Sneasler day 1 usage 35.6%. Second was Rillaboom. Goldango third. Primarina fourth. King Gambit fifth. Amoonga sixth. Incineroar seventh. Garchomp, Archaludon, Dragapult, Dragonite come in the next 4 in a row. 4 dragons in a row, ranging from 24 to 17%. And then Pelipper was 12th. And then if we flip it to day 2, we've got Sneasler again at number 1 usage, 45% usage. We're getting up to like Fluttermane and Incineroar type numbers now. Sneasler 45%, 35% for Goldengo at number 2, 35% for King Gambit at number 3. Incineroar, Amoongus, Garchomp, Rillaboom, P2 up into top 12 at 21%. Archaludon, Dragapult, Primarina, Dragonite. So basically, you remove Fluttermane from the meta, all the dragons come to play.
We really do have a meta now, don't we?
I actually, to be honest, I for one welcome our Dragon Overlords. And there's people running double Dragon.
Yeah. What? Garchomp, Dino?
It's a
common one.
It's a and even like it's not on the top 12 usage, but even like a sneaky Garchomp Hydreigon because it's got Levitate, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that classic balance core thing that we've been dealing with all format, right? You got your fire, water, grass, which dragons are really good into, and like fairies are really good into that. And like traditionally, it's been Fluttermane that's kind of put a cap on all of that and kind of completed the rock, paper, scissors dynamic. But now we've got Sneasler kind of like sitting up on the balcony with the sniper rifle, pointing at all the fairies. So
I have a question about Sneasler actually, because Goldengo, did you say was second most used in day 2?
I didn't see
And correct.
The
It is.
third most used in day 1.
It's a good Pokemon.
So a shit ton of Goldengo. In Dortmund, all the Sneasler sets were completely walled by Goldengo.
True.
Like, they were
but
all just like close combat, Diaclaw, fake out, and then either protect or coaching.
Still a
the
good-
coaching thing is still a thing, but they've dropped a lot of them have dropped fake out or protect, and a lot of them running throat chop. And there was
Yes,
Wolf
yeah.
Glick, who ran Yan Mega. We'll get to that. He had Terra Dark throat chop Sneasler.
Terra
Because
Dark's
it's-
becoming more common.
Well, it's immune to Psy Spam as well, so it's a good defensive typing because it is quad weak to Psychic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And it gets throat chop, which does Terra Dark throat chop does KO a Goldengo because Goldengo's not running bulk. They're like 252, 52.
No, yeah. We're running them speedy at the moment.
Yeah, you still got a Terra Dark to Oko them. And then Oko's Dragapult as well.
Does it
doesn't Terra?
Does it not Oko a Goldengo if you don't Terra Dark?
Nah.
Goldengo's
Even
got
with no bulk
surprising bulk.
investment.
No, I don't think
That's
so.
fucked.
I mean, like, sure, the little bit of bulk might like make it survive, but like all the ones I've throat shot, they live.
Yeah, they do. Because
Wow.
it's not stab. It's only 80 base power.
Yeah.
I mean,
Takes it to orange normally.
I think if you are adamant Sneasler and they've got no bolt Gold Engo, it's a roll. But like it's a low chance
That's
roll.
crazy.
And Sneasler's attack stat isn't that beefy, all things
It's 130, isn't it?
It is. It's pretty good.
And that doesn't go as far as it always used to.
Isn't that what's Urshifu? Isn't that also 130?
I think so, but like,
But when you factor in that it's critical hitting every time.
yeah, that.
A close combat from Sneasler is doing the same as a close combat from Urshi. That's all I'm saying.
Remember that Flutter like always had to have like a life orb or a booster energy or a choice specs to get any kind of damage output. You couldn't just run it timid and call it a day, and that had 135.
You could EV a Gold Engo to live a wicked blow from Urshifu without terroring.
It's a different game.
Crazy.
Here we go. Throat Chop, no bulk Golden Go, 4 HP, Adamant Sneasler, 65 to 77%.
Really?
Called
That
it.
little?
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Does the terror even pick that up?
The Terror does pick it up.
It
yeah.
would.
Yeah, but people would
But it
people
would be a
just
roll
EV
at that range, right?
Hold on, now I have to swap it from flying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
While he does that, Terraflying, because everyone's running Guard Chop now, it was like the highest usage Dragon. Everything's Terraflying now. Sneasler, King Gambit, Dragonite, like Archaludon, not Archaludon, that's probably a stretch. But Goldengo was the only one. Like everything's running like Terraflying now, so you can just spam Earthquake. Because if you look at the top usage Mons, like 50% of them are weak to ground. Incineroar, Sneasler, Goldengo, King Gambit, like Archaludon, they're all weak to ground. So Guard Chop's good. What was
Very
the countdown? You got
It's 81% to Oko.
if you Terra.
Yes.
So still not guaranteed.
Not guaranteed.
That's fucked. Sneasler sucks.
45% usage in day 2, it sucks.
Needs a buff, I reckon.
I mean, think of it this way. If it was actually picking up kills with Diaclaw, it would never get the sleep.
That's true. Very true. I do also just want to shout out that last week, I wasn't here, but you guys were doing some predictions of what you thought would do well at Louisville. And Ethan called out Sneasler as his pick. So well done, Ethan, for picking the number one choice.
You all made fun of me.
Did we?
Did anyone make
Hang
fun
on, I
of
wasn't
it seemed
here,
like a
so you
very
can't
sensible
come for
choice.
me.
Well, Chris didn't make fun of me.
Thank you.
I also wasn't here, but you know, it was like last
he
week.
wasn't.
Oh, you were at my house. Yeah, that's right.
No, he wasn't
No, I
there.
wasn't.
It
What?
was Jared. Me, Jared, and Joel were
I
there
can't
with
tell
you.
the difference.
Why do you think? Why do you think you guys were doing it at your house? Because I was out of Perth and you couldn't do it here.
That does make a lot of sense.
God, okay.
I don't think we made fun of you. I think we're just like, hey, that's the low hanging fruit.
Yeah,
Pick
you probably
something
made
cooler.
fun of you for picking the obvious pick. Yeah.
Yeah, well. Who's laughing now?
Not the audience, I wouldn't think, but let's continue.
So are we still talking about Louisville? Can I? Yes?
Yeah.
So like Wolf Click rang Yan Mega, and he wasn't the only one. There was a few people that brought Yan Mega. So you just after a speed boost, it outspeeds everything, including Dragapult, even at modest. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I didn't watch any of Wolf Click. I don't know if he was on stream or not because I didn't really watch much of it.
Of course
He
he
was,
was.
round
Yeah.
Of course he was. Yeah. I'm not like bug flying. I don't like. I guess it's hitting grass types, but I honestly don't fully understand what Yan Mega bringing to the team. Like I was expecting Yanmar, and I will talk about that later. But yeah, Yan Mega has like top 8 at a regional. And that's a lot of random shit. If you look at like all the teams that made day 2, Driftblim, Delphox. I mean, I kind of expected Delphox. Blaziken was there again. Vivian dropped off a little bit compared to last regionals, but it was
Almond,
there.
yeah. That's because it didn't have as many French players in Louisville.
There was 2 Toad Squirrel in day 2, 2 Mimikyu, 2
Are the Toad
Corviknight.
Squirrel all being run on Wheezing teams?
I think so.
I assume so because there was also 3 Wheezing, Galarian Wheezing to be
Okay, yeah.
specific. Dondozo Tatsugiri's dropped off a bit. There was 3 Palafin in day 2, which is I like to see because
I've been seeing more of that.
I mean, there was a Glaceon on day 2.
there was a Glacian.
out,
There was Snow Cloak, a Bright Powder, Glaceon with a
basically
lower Ninetales.
what was it? The Articuno set from Reg F.
Nah, it wasn't Specs. It's Pussy Build.
Another thing that's popping off in recent, like probably the last 2 weeks, is like the male Indeedee.
Yes.
Like it's it's like they're not playing like slow Trick Room anymore. It's all about like fast Trick Room with like a Specs and DD with expanding force and setting it.
Self-sufficient forces, yeah.
In
Which
fact, I've been seeing a lot of that with so Sneasler are kind of moving back towards Unburden
with the Psychic Seed.
with Psychic Seed. Yeah, I'm sure Dan can talk a bit more about that later on when his bullshit Diaclaw sleeps.
Are we okay? What are we salty at Dan about? Should we just get to this now?
I brought that team.
Okay. Who did you? Is it original Dan recipe or is this stolen from somebody?
No, it was stolen, of course.
Okay.
It's like the HO team that's going around at the moment. And yeah, Malin Didi's funny.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been able to do anything if my Whimsicott was able to move before getting slept.
Oh yeah, I was going to petition for a Mr. Sandman soundbite just because I kept singing it each time I made Mark's
You put
mons
them
go to sleep.
So you won a PC?
I won the Rockingham one, yeah.
Okay.
And then top four.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you're obviously you're just avenging last season's major disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gunning for that top 20 CP.
I'm 67th in OS now.
Okay, so you're okay.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind there's only 20 places.
Yeah, I know.
That's fine. Like I'm on 0 CP, so I'm not judging. I'm just this is encouragement.
Yeah.
Actually, Chris, I think you may as well be judging.
Okay, well
He
I
can
am.
say that. He's got the highest amount in the room. I've checked.
Do I
really?
Yeah.
You
got
guys can
55.
always wave your dicks
yeah.
around. I don't. care.
Where does that place me in Australia, do you know?
I can look it up.
Yeah, please.
Play the Jeopardy music while I.
Well, while he looks that up, there was more regular Ursaluna, 15 in day 2, compared to only 6 blood. Stop doing the bird music. Compared to only 6 blood moon.
Yeah, dropped off.
Yeah, and it's not like they're doing. It's not like it's like a balanced team, right? Like the Porygon 2. It's not. They're not kicking Tailwind Ursaluna or necessarily even Trick Room Ursaluna. It's just really good.
Yeah, it's Incin P2 Ursaluna.
Yeah. I wonder if maybe it's because regular Ursaluna is a bit bulkier than Blood Moon, especially on the special side.
It's because they hate Spore.
Yeah, can't be put to
Opponents
sleep.
hate Spore.
That's true.
You're 64th, by the way.
Hell
And what did you say you were?
67.
Ooh.
It's also in alphabetical order, so since I'm like DB, it's fantastic.
Put that to sleep, motherfucker.
I want to put a Pokemon on Fraud Watch.
Ooh.
I know it's got. I'm trying to get I'm not wearing my glasses because I have a headache. It's 20 in day 2, Primarina.
Ooh.
I feel like it's a fairy water. It's got on paper. It's got haze. It's like everyone Dondozo out. There's lots of dragons in the meta, but I just don't ever see Primarina like winning shit.
No, I agree with you, and I think it's very much due to the meta. I think there's so many things around that just
Sneasler food.
Rillaboom, Sneasler, Golden Go, all just kind of shit on Primarina a little bit.
It doesn't really seem to hit hard enough.
Yeah, which is surprising.
Physically frail doesn't help it.
Physically frail, yeah.
It's funny because they're all either like Terra Grass, Steel, or Poison, and it's like, haha, Life Orb, Garchomp.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was liking Primarina early on, and I think it's quite meta dependent. Like if we were seeing a bit less Sneasler and a bit more Hydreigon or something like that, right? Like
Wishful thinking.
The man dream.
Maybe there's space for a Azumarill to come back.
No, there isn't.
No.
I'd rather run a Zoom. Well, it hasn't got haze, but I like a Azumarill because I think I
Why
just
would you
hate
want to
Primarina's
haze when
design.
you're running Belly Drum?
Yeah, but it's like it's the Dondozo matchup.
Parasol.
Someone's always going to bring some setup mon.
That's
Speaking
true.
of which, there was also like look at like I'm looking at the data usage. There was all the Clef Key. I've been testing with Clef Key in the team builder.
You're
That's
not
a
the only
really cool
one.
Yeah.
Because I put this in the group chat probably like a week and a half ago now. But remember, like if you know how like Dragapult Sneasler was like that, the 2-man core that was running rampant. It's like okay, what can they do to a Clef Key? And you can just set Misty Terrain and protect the rest of your team from Diaclaw.
Also
and it's
halves dragon damage. It's very good.
And halves dragon damage, and like
Misty Terrain is incredible.
it's immune to dragon attacks, and so the choice band, Terra Dragon, Dragapult can't do shit to it.
No, it just Dragon Darts its friend twice.
Yeah. So that did get some usage. There was Excadrill and Houndstone. So in
Houndstone?
yeah. There was
Wild.
Breloom. There was
Yes.
Hisui Dekadui. Kilowattrel.
Kilowattrel is
Yeah.
heat.
Good to see Metagross in day 2. Just one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I love Metagross. Fucking
What's-
sucks right now, but I'm glad someone's running it.
Pretty sure it was on stream as well at some point.
What's yellow Tatsugiri? Is that the defense one?
Stretchy,
Speed
that's
one.
speed.
Speed. Ooh, Speedy Dondozo.
Pink is defense.
We talked about Executor.
Red. Pink.
Cryogonal.
no one ran Cryo, but it was
They did, and it had haze, and it was basically like,
The OG anti-Garchomp tech. 105 speed ice type
yeah,
with levitate.
Was there an anger point mod on the team?
I do not know. There was
that would
one.
have been spicy.
There was one Max Caliber.
Hang
I
on,
would have
show
thought
down.
more.
It was had a 63.64% win rate. Cryogonal.
There you go.
So positive win rate with
Wait, what?
0.13% usage.
Ice is a really good. I said in the group chat because I wasn't on last week's episode, but I was saying that like I was struggling against these like max speed, max special attack Ninetales that were just basically there to just like piss people off. Well, because like you can't ignore a Ninetale spamming Blizzard.
No.
But so it kind of like pseudo protects your partner Pokemon.
It's got a bit of a soft
And it's got
follow me,
Encore,
yeah.
so they can't protect in front of it either. There was, oh God, I can't read. There was 15 Alolan Ninetales in day 2.
Yeah, it's really common at the moment.
Yeah, and they're not running like Slush Rush with it or anything like that. It's literally just a Ninetales by itself. Half of them aren't even running Veil.
They're not even, most of them are specs.
Yeah, or
Most of them are just specs
and like
Blizzard.
Terra Ice.
Yeah. Specs Terra Ice Blizzard. And Freeze Dry as well.
It's good.
I know James Beck lost to one.
Good. There was a Specs Toxtricity.
Also, just quickly going back to that, James Beck used the team that
yeah, it was a complete ripoff.
I don't think it was the one that won. Actually, I think it might have been the one that won Dortmund.
It was definitely a very high profile team.
The mouse ape with rain, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so. No, I think it was just the Dortmund winning team.
Wow. Classic
because
James
yeah,
Beck.
he's original like that.
So original.
Unbelievable.
There was a Blastoise in day 2.
His game
Fuck
was
off.
so
There
annoying
was.
to watch. He
Okay.
just set up and just lost. I was like, cool, thanks. Wasted
That-
my time.
Maybe it'll work this time.
There was
he tried doing the same shit game 3. It was really funny.
there was a choice.
Imagine if he was good.
There was a choice scarf Politoed in day 2.
Hell yeah.
It had it was fucked. It was like choice scarf Politoed with it had surf and like muddy water, and like it just had like every water move, if depending on what situation you needed, and it also had a support move. Can't remember what it was.
Perish Soul,
Icy Wind?
It could have been Hazel or something like that.
Helping Hand.
It was weird on a scarf mon anyway.
Yeah.
What do you guys reckon is the best anger point mon?
Crocodile.
Crocodile.
Primate.
Primate. If you like Primate, Rage Fist.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just
Terra
where's
Steel.
the Annihilate's not cool anymore. It's overplayed.
But Primate.
But Primate.
Yeah, all right, okay, all right, yeah. I guess we should quickly talk about the winning team. So I know it was Andrew Zeng, and I know it had Incineroar. It was pretty. It had Garchomp, Incineroar.
It's pretty basic, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basic. It
Cool.
was
But we
should-
should
we
discuss
should-
it more than that.
Well,
or-
no, we need to
Sneasler.
acknowledge it at least.
Terra Water, Nasty Plot, Golden Go,
Yeah.
P2.
Terra Water's interesting. Most Golden Goes these days are Terra Steel.
Yeah, this was just like, I want to play fucking hour-long rounds every single match.
Yeah.
If you watched him versus Wolf, oh my God, it went for so long and it went to game 3. It was
How many
insane.
speed boosts did Wolf's Yanmega get?
A lot, and then he tailwinded, and then the next turn Andrew trick roomed. It was fantastic to watch.
That's very funny. Does
Did he
Yan,
get the stack overflow?
does Yanmega get stored power?
I don't think so.
That'd be very funny.
Yeah, it was Golden Go, Among Us, Incineroar, Sneasler, Garchomp, and P2.
Yeah, look, it's not groundbreaking, but it is like a well-balanced team, and congratulations to him. I kind of want to.
Cool.
I would
Well
be
done.
nice. I kind of would be cool to see Joe Ugarte win with John Plough, though.
Yeah, he brings cool teams. I really like the
does,
stuff that he
yeah.
cooks.
Does come to Perth, Joe. Show us your cool team in Perth, December 7th to 8th.
Something like that.
On the topic of regionals, how do you feel about players popping off? because I noticed a lot of stream matches, there were a lot of fist bumps, a lot of fuck yeah, I did it kind of
As long as
stuff.
they're not like jerking off on camera and stuff like that, like
You mean rolling dice?
like Ian Robb. Yeah, sorry, rolling dice. People can get excited. There's a lot of adrenaline in the moment. I don't see why we can't be people having emotions.
Well, if you think about it, landing a die claw sleep is rolling the dice.
And you can go fucking jerk yourself off.
Yeah.
As well. Was it Parker Simmons? Was it?
Did he jerk off?
No, but if you
But he
watch him
fucked.
on stream,
he did.
if you watch him on stream, his reactions are fucking great.
Yeah, like
his
that's the
facial
kind of reactions I like. He's just like looking at the crowd and then finger guns them or just like is laughing.
He reacted so positively well to his own Mon getting crit to take it to game 3.
Yeah.
He just kind of like, because I think he got a bit of luck, and so he was kind of, the other guy was getting fucked over by RNG a little bit, and then the other guy got a crit, which enabled him to win the game, and Parker's like, yes, everything is balanced.
Yeah,
it was
I
great.
get to play more Pokemon.
Yeah, he seems cool. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd be excited as shit if I was winning on stream. I'd be excited as shit to make it on stream.
Yeah,
to be
none of
honest,
us
but-
have been on stream in a very long time.
Yeah, if you're listening to ESL Australia, we'd like stream in Perth Regionals, please. We know you listen to the show.
Yeah,
Big
Just a
fans.
showcase screen would be nice.
yeah, exactly. Just
The
like
bare minimal effort would be good.
We have so many beautiful, beautiful men that we would like to showcase.
Many of which are
do.
in this room.
oh, Chris.
Before
That's why we're not on the list.
before we not talk about Louisville and get into some spicier topics, we should probably point out that there was a lot of furore. What's the word?
Furore?
Furore.
Ferrero Rocher.
A lot of Ferrero
Diego was
Rochers. There was a lot of Diego Ferreras. There's a lot of furore, anger,
Furor.
furor.
Hullabaloo.
There was a lot of hullabaloo online. We're not talking.
Furor.
Sit down, Aaron
essentially
Traylor.
the group noun for fury.
Yes, there's a lot of fury, but the group word for that. Because there were
Group
people.
fury.
This is mainly a TCG thing, so I don't want to talk about it for very long. And I know Joel's going to want to say something, so someone's going to have to give him a microphone in a second. But people were going into day 2. So there's 8 rounds in day 1. People were going undefeated in day 2 and missing out on top cut, which is like sounds insane. Mathematically, it does make sense. I don't know. Joel's going to explain that to us. But there are people who are so angry on Twitter right now, demanding that they need to fix the system, more rounds of swear, something, asymmetric cut, blah, blah, blah. There were people who went 10-2 overall, undefeated in day 2 and still didn't get top cut. Okay, Joel, go.
The best way to fix is to just get rid of ties in TCG.
Intentional ties.
No, just get rid of ties. So way back when in the land of whatever, if your game 3 was unfinished, you just did a sudden death match.
Mm-hmm.
So there was always a winner. The way the current system works is that if it had finished on 30 points, which is the 10-2s, if 8th place had 30 points, there would have been like, I think it was like 33 or 34 people in cut for that tournament. But the top 8 locked it out at 31 points.
Yeah. And I think I don't know how much of it was premeditated or not, but there were people that were going into day 2 knowing that they weren't going to top cut, which is just crazy.
They just know that retrospectively because mathematically everyone at 6-2 going into day 2
If someone had a draw.
had a chance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but there were probably people though that were like 6-1-1 or something.
If they lost their first match, there was...
No, the issue was going into day 2, technically it was possible for those people to get in, but that relied on a bunch of other people not getting draws or wins.
Yes.
So it ended up not mattering, but at the very start, it wasn't guaranteed that it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
And some people are suggesting that right at the start, it was guaranteed that it didn't matter and they could have just dropped, but that's not true.
So is it just the case that the bubble was just extraordinarily large, or?
Not exactly. It's just that I mean, kind of. It's that so it's the person at 8th place, everyone with their record
Would have
bubbles
topped.
in.
Right.
But the person at 8th place, it was like
9-1-1.
X11, I think.
Yeah, it was 10-1-1 and 10-2-0, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, I think the 10-2-0 people bubbled out.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
That was the issue. And yeah, I also think we should get rid of losses in TCG just because I can't be fucked when people are just like, people from TCG tell us
Get rid of losses. I only win.
Everyone wins.
And if I lose, I draw, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Get rid of ties. Because I'm sick of TCG people being like, I need 19 points to bubble in. I was like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
That's a lot
X1,
of rounds,
X2,
buddy.
X3, what are you on about?
It does seem crazy to an outsider because we know they've got asymmetrical top cut now. It does seem crazy that someone could do well enough to get to day 2, go undefeated in day 2 and not get to top cut. That does seem silly. I'm not sure whether it's right or wrong, but I'm just saying it just seems silly.
Just do better day 1 and they would have made it.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Just don't lose.
Just don't lose.
Just win
Just
forehead.
get good.
Should have ID'd one of your losses, forehead.
Yeah.
Be more like a VGC player and win.
All right, I'm done. I'm done with Louisville now.
All right, cool. Do we want to move on to the elephant in the room?
You're the boss.
What did you call me?
The elephant in the room.
I'm working on it. All right, I'm back. I played rugby last night. I had got gym tomorrow. I'm working on it.
All right. Now moving on from Chris's
When we
weight
say
issues.
the elephant in the room, trust me, it's a compliment, darling.
That's not my trunk.
Can we please talk about the Pokemon leaks?
Yes. So what about Farfetch'd?
Okay, so I'm going to be honest. The only part of the Pokemon leaks that I've actually looked at is the stuff we're going to talk about in the bottom cut in the bonus content about all the horny fan fiction. But the outside of that, there was a bunch of stuff that dropped, including, I believe, the source code for Gen 6.
It's source code for pretty much every game, but they're hiding some of it from us.
Yeah. And there's, suggestions that they have the source code for ZA and for Gen 10 as well.
Project name, Project Gaia.
Project Gaia for Gen 10, yes.
Ooh.
Should we do a spoiler warning for those listening that don't actually want to know anything about the leaks? This is a spoiler warning.
We will be talking about
We will
them.
be talking about stuff that's... but we're not going to spoil any storyline stuff for future games
Because we don't know
because
it
we
yet.
don't know anything. And we don't know anything about any new Pokemon really either, but we will be spoilering stuff about like the region maybe and...
Yeah. Cool. You have been warned.
Okay, so first of all, Gamefreak was hacked back in August. They stole a terabyte worth of like compressed data. Because there was a phishing scam thing. So I'm guessing that someone clicked on like some link or something.
Yeah,
and
it was
let
one
them in.
employee because they
So
got
what-
screenshots of his dashboard with
I
his
was
name.
gonna say,
One poor guy.
They
was-
doxed him. It's real fucked.
I mean, that's what you get. This is why big companies do cybersecurity training for all their dumbass employees every few months.
Yeah, it's
So that-
mandatory cyber. We're going to do that for work. Do you have to guys do that?
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, our cybersecurity is pretty lax, but
If you
we
want
do
an
have
easy
to do
target.
The thing, okay, I know it's not good that we don't want people to be hacking companies and releasing personal data and all that sort of stuff, right?
It
It's not.
depends
It's
what
not.
company they're hacking.
It may be true.
You're like Ashley Madison. That was also funny.
That was so funny.
But like at the same, like I feel like if Pokemon were a bit more transparent, the Pokemon company that this is, I feel like people wouldn't be so readily like thirsty to like hack them and leak their shit because like last year, it literally feels like it was last year. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But last year they've said, oh, by the way, here comes Legends ZA coming soon. And we've been on this Nintendo Switch model now. It feels like a decade of the Switch. I could be exaggerating, but it feels like a decade.
Coming up on 8 years.
Yeah, about 8 years.
Outdated technology. We have literally had no news releases or updates, no trailers, no information about ZA, nothing at Pokemon Worlds this year. We got fucking Pokemon Pocket and Pokemon Sleep. But like,
2 worlds in the US.
yeah, and 3 consecutive worlds in the US, but nothing about anything VGC related.
Yeah.
They're just starving us of information. Of course, there's going to be a demand for people to hack Gamefreak. I feel like this is almost their fault. I know I don't want to victim.
were asking
I don't
for
want to
it.
victim blame, but like,
It's all
can
right.
I?
Multi-billion-dollar companies can't be victims.
They're a
Fuck 'em.
small indie company.
That is true. They are a small indie company, limited resources to make their games playable.
I did say just before we hit record tonight that it does kind of feel like if I was a hacker, I'd probably go after Game Freak as well, because as as an arm of the Pokemon company, they do feel like the weak link, you know?
If their cybersecurity is as polished as their games, you could
Yeah.
you could probably hack in on a fucking Macintosh, like
Yeah.
one of the old Mac computers. But yeah, I mean, I completely agree, especially the stuff about like getting a new Switch, because we've been hearing rumors about the Switch 2 for like the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Everyone in the VGC community has a Switch with a battery that's just completely fucked.
I refuse to buy a
charge
new
it
one.
every 2 rounds, but no one's buying a new one.
Yeah.
Because we all know that as soon as we buy a new Switch, they're going to announce Switch 2.
We're all stockpiling our store credit, just patiently waiting.
Yeah, it's true.
Speak for yourself.
Well, you have to win to stop.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
guys have store credit?
I do now.
No, I'm a spend all mine on D&D and cards. So
So as far as the leak goes, so they've leaked. It's obviously like they've leaked pretty much everything from like going back to the dawn of time until like the future Gen 10 game. Like there's stuff in there for everything, and it's being leaked in dribs and drabs. I think multiple people have like extracted the files, but there's so much information and everyone's internet shit, especially if you're in Australia. That we're getting it in like such slow dribs and drabs, and people are like finding old beta designs. So we'll start with the beta designs because they're kind of funky. What have you guys seen? Obviously, there was the original Licky Licky, which looks kind of like a
The
spinning
Hubba
top.
Bubba dispenser.
The Hubba Bubba, the pink Hubba Bubba dispenser, which to be honest goes harder than the current Licky
It
Licky
looks
design.
really cool.
I've seen the beta deoxys that looks like the Illuminati
Patrick
symbol.
Star.
Yeah. And I actually really like the Beta Curum as well. I thought that was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that one was dope.
Yeah, like this purple thing with like, I don't know, there's like arm
yeah.
stinger things.
All the Gen 3 ones, I think there was like a massive, just like compound graphic of every single one, which was cool.
Yeah, and a lot of them had different sort of, like Clef Key was quite different, had like a pink face, and they had these like really cool like keys that I don't know, you've got to go look these up. Like do go online and look at these beta leaks because they're not going to spoil anything. We're never getting any of these Pokemon. You know, Gen 3 was meant to have a peacock Pokemon.
Yes.
And I'm really upset we never got that. Like, why would they? And they find one of the most fascinating things as well. They've dug out, there's actually like minutes from meetings. So you can actually go and read, and they actually do take in fan opinions and comments. So they talk about like the anime a lot and like trying to tie it in with the games. And they talk about changing the creative direction of the anime. They talk about what Pokemon designs they like and don't like, and whether it's too similar to something they've got in the past, or whether it needs to like look different or not. So yeah, there's a comment about the peacock Pokemon saying they wanted the feathers to be more elaborate or intricate because it looks like kind of just like a
peacock.
a peacock.
Yeah.
And then we just never got it all together. Gen 5 had this 3-stage snail Pokemon, which is a massive fan on Twitter at the moment, fan favorite on Twitter. It's got like a stomach shell that like takes off Captain America style as a shield on its arm.
that's very cool.
That is cool.
Presumably that ended up as like a Scavalier.
Yeah, I think it's a 3-stager, so I think maybe there was just too many snails that gen. I don't know why Scavalier is a cool Pokemon. Like I don't want to take anything away from Scavalier.
Yeah, it is.
But this would also been bad because they could have just kept it for the next gen.
Speaking of, can we have a Scavalier in the next gen, please?
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
And Crobat,
Yeah.
please.
Bring back Crobat.
And also Ferrothorn. I think it's needed.
I miss Ferrothorn.
No, I like
No.
Ferrothorn. Yeah.
It held the game together, and it would hold the game together.
No. I will only accept Ferrothorn being in the game if I'm allowed Chi-Yu at all times.
You're not
can be
alone in
arranged.
that. You're not alone in that. Chi-Yu is being missed by a lot of people, Mark. It's okay.
I keep trying to make it work, but Terrafire Specs Hydreigon is not the same.
Well,
Use Charizard.
coming in
Probably gonna.
coming to you in 2025 at a date unknown is Mega Houndoom. So
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
And Stunfisk.
And
Yes.
so yeah, the leaker. The hilarious thing is, so the leaker.
Oh, yeah, bring back
the,
Stunfisk.
It's coming back.
the hacker / leaker has a playable version of Z to A, and source code allegedly for that and Gen 10.
Theoretically.
So
Define playable.
he's playing it right now. He caught a full odds legitimate Stunfisk, and all he has revealed is that Stunfisk is in the game.
Oh, and the PLA shiny noise is in the game.
Yes, the tring, like that was a terrible.
I thought it was
noise.
pretty good.
Thank you.
When it like pops up on the screen, that
I love it because then you can right, stop moving. Whereas there's a shiny nearby, do not let it despawn.
Oh, you mean in the overworld? It
Yes.
does.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
right.
has the noise, which I gravely missed from Legends Arceus. That was a great feature.
it was.
Gen 3, like, I don't know if the internet has turned on poor Mudkip
because of the
originally there was meant to be a water rabbit. It's like
looks-
a rabbit with like a tail that wraps around it like a little water floaty ring.
Yeah, it looked sick. It was such a good design. And the
fan
final Evo would have been so fuckable.
That is interesting. Yeah. Not where I was going with
Subscribe
it.
to Bottom Cut for more.
I'm more of a, look, if I had to fuck a bunny rabbit, it'd be low punny. It wouldn't be that.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like,
That's
obviously,
probably one
but-
of the straightest things I've ever heard you
Yeah.
say.
Thank you. No, I've always had a bit of a thing for low punny. I think I
Yeah, come on, no one's that gay.
I don't know what the so there's already a lot of fan art for this water rabbit, and people are fuming, and we never got it. I mean, move on. I mean, I don't think it's that cool. It's okay.
I
It's
feel like
so
it got
crazy.
retconned into a Cinderace, kind of.
Probably, yeah. I didn't think I'd ever see anything make the internet turn on Mudkip.
Yeah.
And yet
It
here
got
we are.
hostile out there.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's also turned on Typhlosion big time as well. But that's for bottom cut.
Although, if this water rabbit from Gen 3 got the same treatment that Mudkip got in that its evolution is the most hideous Pokemon to ever disgrace the Gamefreak name in the form of
What do you mean?
Marshtomp.
Marshtomp's like deadpan face is so good.
It's not as bad. It's
Marshtomp
not
is
as bad
gorgeous.
is it
Leave him alone.
Chespin? What's the Quilladin?
Quilladin.
That's the worst stage 2 evolution of all
You
time.
leave him
Yeah,
alone. He's a round rolly boy.
Here's a dope shiny as well, but he's this like stocky circle man.
Yeah.
Did you also see Rotom Toilet?
Rotom Skibbity Toilet.
Rotom Skibby Toilet. So Rotom Wash, for those playing at home, was basically designed as like it looks like a toilet with like a commode hose.
Yeah. I wonder how long they were sitting on Rotom Toilet before someone in Game Freak was just like,
This is a terrible idea,
guys,
actually.
you know what?
Maybe a washing machine's a better idea.
Maybe anything else? Yeah.
The
But there's
beta,
this-
did you see the genie beta? That looked
An
like,
amorous one?
yeah, it looks like a combination of all of them. I thought
It's,
that
it's,
was
it's
really
got like, it's had this
cool.
like weird like robot arm on
And
one
it had
side.
legs.
Yeah, it was weird.
I mean, the legs sound weird, but that would have been cool as shit. A combination of the three.
Yeah,
It's got
yeah.
Landorus's intimidate ability.
Oh god, no!
Oh
Stop.
God, stop.
Prankster.
Yeah.
A lot of like Metagross used to be like the design for Metagross in the beta was fucked. It was a kind of this
Yeah.
alien spider.
Just like there was so many horror like inspired images. Like Cacturn looked amazing.
It looked like something from Silent Hill.
Yeah.
But
The triangle.
so yeah, not very Pokemon like. However, in another universe, it would have been like in like a dark Pokemon universe.
Yeah.
Amazing.
really cool.
Speaking of other universes, do you reckon that Aaron Cybertron Zang would have hit all those Will-O-Wisps if his Rotom was a toilet?
Let us know on Twitter.
Yeah, Aaron, if you're listening,
Would Rotom Toilet be more accurate with its Will-O-Wisp?
another thing that was leaked as well was they have concept pages or whatever you'd call them for characters in the game, and a lot of the gym leader characters. I haven't read through all of them. I do have them saved to my phone. I just haven't had time. But like one of them has been quoted a lot online is the Skylar design.
Yep.
Because because in each of the gym leaders they talk about like which sort of like celebrities they're based on. There's one based on Hulk Hogan, for example. And then and they talk about like what they're like, how they dress, what their personality is like what their occupation is, blah blah blah. And the Skylar one in particular was quite raunchy. It was talking about how they want to be a sexy pilot based on Jennifer Lopez. She's a Latina.
They kind of succeeded, but then they made her 15.
Yeah, and then they wanted to dress like scantily and like all this sort of stuff. Like I can't remember the exact
Again,
wording.
mission accomplished, but they made her 15.
Yeah, it was
Well,
like
because everyone-
large-chested, sexy pilot, 18-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
15.
Large chested. But
She's canonically 15.
okay, I want to.
In the original character sheet, she was meant to be 18.
She was legal.
Who the fuck thought it would be a good idea to change that?
The Japanese, obviously.
But in the
Jesus
I know this is not that relevant, but like if you look at like literature, famously, I'm talking about like the Jane Austens and the Tolkiens and even like George R. Martin, like in Game of Thrones, whatever. Like sexually, people like 15 are like married, fair game, having sex. Like in like historically.
In Game of Thrones, I think in A Song of Ice and Fire, people watch the show, and I don't think they realize how young the characters are in the books. Like
Yes.
Daenerys, when she marries Khal Drogo, I think it's 14.
Yeah.
When they're
But this is like
they're bumping uglies.
acceptable in literature.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but I think that's kind of reflective of the time period, and it's not designed for the consumer to be thirsting after these children. Whereas, when they're designing characters like Skylar and they're kind of like, we're going to make her sexy and we're going to dress her scantily, I think, that kind of like, it's
This is
creating.
what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
Game of Thrones got an R show.
Yeah.
Pokemon's a G anime.
It's
I know, but they're going to give us something. You know?
Show us some ankle.
Show us some ankle. That's exactly right.
flash some collarbone, you prude.
And there are some characters in like Animan in Legends Arceus can fucking get it. Like, I know I'm not the only one that's thought that about Animan because he's got some TCG art. And
No, I
it's-
see. I can. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, that snowboarder from Scarlet Violet was pretty cute. Scrusha?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, Scarlet and Violet was peak androgynous design.
Yeah.
Like, there were 4 or 5 characters as like,
What gender do you identify as?
yeah, exactly.
Do I care?
Yeah. The answer was no.
My sexuality is Scarlet Violet gym leader.
They kind of tested the waters a little bit by who is that in one of the Sword and Shield, the in the Isle of Armor DLC, the one whose color scheme is like purple and yellow. I think is it Avery?
Oh yeah, with like the floaty Pokeballs around his hat.
Yeah. Everyone thought that, like, when they did a character reveal, everyone thought that they were going to be non-binary because that's like NB flag colors.
Everyone thought
And
that
they
Geisha was going to be non-binary as well.
Yeah. And in my headcanon, they still are.
They could be.
Yeah.
Well, there is the data for Gen 7. The Kalos data is just coming out in the leaks at the moment, but like Gen 7 and 8 and 9, we haven't really got much for yet. But we could actually get like character sheets for these gym leaders, and we'll see what they were cooking up.
Did you see Cyrus is canonically autistic?
Yes.
Yeah. That
Which
was
one's
confirmed.
Cyrus again?
Checks out.
The boss of Team Galactic.
Oh, yeah, that checks out.
All I can think about at the moment is like those 2 fucking characters from the Sword and Shield post game, where they have
The
fucking
Sword and Shield guys. They were
Were
autistic.
Were they actually dudes? They were extraordinarily sexless, but like I just can't.
They were the least fucked characters in bar the actual children.
And simultaneously the most fucked.
I reckon they were fucking each other.
Yeah.
I forgot about their
Speaking of
designs.
Game of Thrones,
they
yeah,
had
Lannister
basically no
sure.
relevance to the plot at all. I don't know why they were thrown in there.
No, like I'm kind of stuck in this weird spot where, like, obviously they're male coded, but I just can't bring myself to prescribe the gender to them.
I also
They're
have
just
to
too
say,
weird.
I would rather read 100 more fanfic stories about ancient Pokemon and humans than ever have to deal with characters like them ever again.
Yeah. Get in the comments with the Swordwood and Shield, but slash pick.
Don't. Chris, have you found anything else? I notice you're scrolling vigorously over there.
I was actually texting Andrew back. He bought a house today. So
Yeah, congratulations
Congrats,
to Andrew.
Andrew.
Living
Friend
the
of the show.
millennial.
friend of the show.
Good friend of the show. Now that he has a living room, we can potentially record it.
He does. Looks like a nice
Best friend
living
of
room.
the show.
Does he listen to this show, Chris?
I think he's yet to commit to listening, but I don't blame him. I mean, like,
Andrew, if you make it this far, thanks for
sorry.
sticking with us. Don't subscribe to the bottom cut because hearing all those stories, you'll probably never want to sleep with Chris again.
no. Yeah, no, please don't subscribe to the bottom cut because I want to use our sex stories for the show. So
Yeah.
Juicy leak, what I read.
Ooh.
How do you feel about the DNA splicing in black and white? Did you like it? Did
As
you
a
hate
concept?
it?
I would have
Yeah,
liked
yeah.
it more if it was like a mechanic and not
Yeah.
just like this is how you get a single legendary, either Huron White or Huron Black.
indifferent.
I have been
Indifferent?
playing through Black and White 2 pretty recently on my old 3DS, and that story doesn't hold up as well as I was expecting. The pacing is all over the place in that game.
It kind of is a bit.
Yeah.
I read in the leaks there was internal notes that they were going to do more with the DNA splicing for X and Y, but everyone didn't really like it, so they swapped to Mega Evolutions.
Really? Okay. I
That
really
was
want
the
to see
gimmick.
more of, in Gen 8, all the fossil Pokemon,
Yes.
and you can kind of
Mix and
chop and
match.
change them a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
I want to see more of that kind of.
I want to see the OG before they got them wrong. Like, what do they look like before the pieces were put in the wrong spot?
I've seen countless pieces of fan art.
Yeah, but
of
I want to
people.
see the real art, Mark.
The original dragon.
There was
Hentai.
also Gen 7 actually had, I think it was Gen 7, had this whole like alien invasion storyline with actual like spaceships and stuff, and it ended up becoming the Ultra Beasts.
Yeah.
But it was meant to be aliens.
Correct. I mean, they're implied aliens, right?
They're from another
Yeah.
dimension.
Yeah.
I think as of right now of recording, they've just released all the 3DS stuff, and then tomorrow/Wednesday is meant to be Switch stuff.
Yeah, so we're recording this Tuesday night. For those listening, we haven't. This comes out on Thursday, so bear with us.
Unless Joel's internet shits itself and we get a late upload.
Other thing that's pretty cool as well, they confirmed that X and Y was meant to have DLC.
Yes.
Also,
Southern
one thing we
Travelers.
forgot about as well, Mega Jinx is real.
That makes a lot of sense,
There's no
actually.
Yeah.
there's no sprite or design for Mega Jinx, but there is
Good.
the stats. It only has 105 special attack, but it has 145 special defense, 135 speed, I want to say, and then like 55 defense, 65 HP. So it's like a Flutter main with less special attack. I'm assuming it's probably still Psychic Ice.
I mean, there goes the entire point.
It had Magic Guard.
yeah, Magic Guard.
So I guess you could be like,
What's Magic
calm-
Guard again?
Protects
damage
you from like status damage.
like Life Orb, Sandstorm damage,
Leech Seed.
poison,
or the indirect
burn.
damage. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so you could do like Calm Mind, Life Orb, Mega Jinx.
Sure.
Well, not Life Orb. They used items.
Yeah.
Oh,
ma-
God,
gotta
shit.
hold the Mega Sword.
Nah, then it's garbage.
It sounds pretty bad.
Washed.
I'm super glad they didn't give us a sprite. I think that one definitely should have stayed in the archives. Original Jinx should have done, to be fair.
But yeah, I'm really keen to see what more comes out of X and Y because there was so many unexplained storylines that never went anywhere. Don't forget the power plant that never went anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
In,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In Gen
Zygarde
5.
never went
heard-
anywhere at the time.
I heard stuff what was meant to be with that. Zorora was meant to be one of the legendaries in the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Because like its shiny matches the white shiny of the other ones, plus its name Zero Aura would make so much more sense.
Yeah, I
In a
saw that
format
too.
of all the Aura mons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't know what
We were robbed.
there's still code. So, spoiler, I'm going to talk about potential stuff in Legends Z to A.
Yep.
The one thing they've told us, apart from Stunfisk is in the game, is that it's very good, and even with the lag of the
Trust
the
me,
beta.
bro, it's good.
It's
Maybe
trust me,
this
bro.
whole thing was just an inside job from Gamefreak. They got someone
Maybe.
to quote unquote
Marketing.
leak it and then get the person's like, oh, I've got the source code for Z2A and I'm not going to reveal, but what I will tell you, it's fucking sick and you should buy it when it drops.
Fucking sick.
This is a really good game. You should purchase it.
Freak
There
League
is
was an inside job.
Average Game Freak marketing campaign.
There is apparently Mega Zygarde and Mega Aura
Yes. I heard
confirmed.
Mega Zygarde. How are they going to
Mega
do that?
Zygarde. It's like, and I think it's like the boss battle at the end.
Right. But
So
it's already
is
got
Mega-
3 fucking
I
forms.
was going to say, is Mega Zygarde going to be the same as like a Eternamax Eternatus, where it's a boss battle in the game and you can't use it?
Fucking
in
hope
battles?
not. I love Zygarde. One of my boys.
But complete form's good enough. I
know.
love that thing.
I love that thing too, but we can get mega complete form. Ultra super mega.
Perfect Cell.
Complete
Ultra
form.
Instinct. Super Saiyan.
Exactly.
Super duper Saiyan.
Sorry, what I was trying to say before was that Kalos, the French region, actually had extended south. There was a south of France area that was built and then like scrapped late in the design stage, and it connected to Paldea. So the Spanish peninsula connected to Kalos, and it's actually the map is in the data. So
Yeah.
there was meant to be the south of France.
That's like after 10 years
what-
of debating, it's actually confirmed.
Actually confirmed.
Is the DLC just Nice or
Uh,
just the Riviera?
we don't know
Clearly
anything
wasn't
about
nice
it.
enough.
We are getting drip fed. We're being edged by this leaker.
Just like that person was by Typhlosion.
Okay, that's for the bonus content. But yes. There's just like, what other crazy beta designs are there? There was some weird little blue mouse that had like things on his ears.
Shelmet was really cool. Had like a big tongue. Kind of looked like a haunter, but like a bug. Sorry?
Yeah, there was a tree stump Pokemon that was with an apple. That didn't make any sense to me. I'm glad we didn't get that one.
There was like a Yeti with like a mouth on its foot.
I liked the Yeti with the mouth on its foot. Also,
Really weird.
Tropius
That
was a
does sound weird.
3-stager. It had this like weird like round Boab kind of like Sudowoodo thing as the baby. And there was a middle stage we haven't seen, and then the final stage was Tropius, and then they kind of scrapped it, just gave us Tropius as some mid Pokemon single stager.
Yeah, Hariyama was meant to be 3-stage as well. And then Slacking was only a 2-stage, and it was some weird like punching kangaroo.
Yeah, Slacking
monkey
was
hybrids.
2-stage, and then they needed
Oh,
to
that
make it
was
work
ugly.
with the the fanfic story that they had.
Oh no. There Yeah. I'm trying to think. There was just so many. You need to go look at like these whole documents of all the sprites, early sprites. A lot of them are improved. Like they've definitely improved in the final design. Like most of them, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad with it. God, it didn't look like that. That looks like shit. Like it was like a child drew it.
Yeah, some of them absolutely. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think a lot of, that's how a lot of designs start. It's kind of as a concept art type deal.
Is it Devil's Lily, that flower? There was like a flower. There was a grass Pokemon that had like. I'm gonna say Devil's Lily. That could be very wrong. Had like red stamens and then like green dress.
That sounds cool.
It does sound cool. I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, okay.
It does make me wonder about Ken Sugimori, to be honest. Like, all of these failed designs, some of them are completely whack. Like, that man definitely takes LSD.
Oh, 100%.
There was one that looked exactly like Politoed, but not Politoed. And then someone actually commented in the meeting, too much like Politoed. It was like literally just like another frog. It looked
7 out
exactly
of 10, too much Polytoad.
too much Politoed.
Did you see
7.8.
Manetrix
Yeah,
Evolution?
7.8.
I did not see Manetrix Evolution.
It was meant to be 3-stage, and its evolution was like this big star on its face, and it had like a body at the back of it.
Hey, Mega Manetric was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Not a star, but.
But like that was one of the ones where its shiny form was its original beta design. So the original Manetric is the same color scheme as shiny.
Right.
Same with Victini, which is also very interesting. It's like we need a shiny concept. We can't think of colors. Let's go with the original color we thought. So that's where we get shit ones like Tyranitar that doesn't have any color changes.
It's got purple. It's got a purple chest and a different green.
It's like yellow.
Yeah, it's more of a sick green.
It's
Yeah.
a brand. It's
Shiny.
you know what? How dare you all fucking turn on Tyranitar?
I'm just saying it could have a better shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gen 2 shinies were like overwhelmingly garbage,
Yeah.
actually.
I was thinking at some point we need to collectively come up with the O2 drop list of shitty shinies.
Gengar,
Shinies that we
Garchomp,
don't like.
top of the list.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gengar I'm sad about because the first two kind of did a thing with like really cool like blue highlights.
Yeah.
And then Gengar doesn't have that, which is disappointing. Garchomp, yeah, fuck him. Golden Go could have been way cooler.
Yeah. Dragonite is like that gross shade of green.
Dragonite got better as the games went along because like in the more recent games with the graphics, it looks nicer than it did. I'm still not a huge fan of the green, but I don't hate it as much as I used to. Unpopular opinion, Obstagoon. I really don't like the shiny.
Oh, yeah, the white and.
The blue and red and white, yeah.
Yeah. It's like the same reason that I can't really vibe with the Incineroar shiny. It's just like white and red don't really go.
Yeah, they don't really. What else? A lot of people really don't like the Chenpao shiny. I don't mind it.
I like the turd leopard. The snow
I think
turd.
the fact that you call it the turd leopard is why people don't
Mr.
like
Hanky.
it.
Here's a hot take. I don't like the Aegislash shiny that much.
Ooh, that is a hot
Ooh,
take.
that is
Interesting,
hot.
that is a hot
The blood sword is great.
That was
I
one of
really
the
like
first
that.
Pokemon I
It's so
shiny hunted
edgy. It's
Yes.
so
Yes.
edgy.
It's a ghost sword. Of course it's edgy.
Yeah, but like I like the gold and the purple, you know? It's just like
well, then don't use a shiny.
I like
Problem
my
solved.
taste. Yeah, I never did.
Okay, then.
for. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure we can get into detail on that more.
Yeah, that's quite a rabbit hole.
Honch Crow had a moustache.
They
yes,
Yep.
it did.
And also,
never forget what they took from us.
Sharpedo looked so badass. It looked the Sharpedo beta design was much better. So go look that up.
and Pelipper had like a Giga Chad chin.
Yeah,
Pelipper looked
and
dope.
this like weird like metrosexual like haircut.
Yeah,
like,
the undercut with the
high
jaw.
fade. Yeah,
Holy shit. Sharpedo looks so cool.
yeah.
Show me that.
Told ya.
The back half is like an anchor with a chain.
I think I've seen that before.
Oh, that's
that's
a-
a bit
that's-
design that's been floating around.
That's
for a
been
while.
that's been floating around. This is a different one in this.
Oh,
game.
okay. Well, I haven't seen that. This podcast, the sooner we get visual content, the better, because the last
just
20
talking
minutes
about
has just
shit
been
that no
us
one
talking
can
about
see.
things that look cool, and hopefully our viewers have seen them, or they'll have no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
That one just kind of looks like the logo for a fish and chip shop, to be honest.
I would eat at Sharpedo fish and chips.
Yeah.
It's an oddly specific reference, but I do actually agree with you.
It kind of does, yeah.
Silence.
Well, I'm just looking at the LGMB alien original designs were pretty whack.
I mean, the designs they landed on were pretty whack.
What we should probably also mention as well, another spoiler alert for Gen 10, Project Gaia.
Yes.
It's been pretty much confirmed that it's like an archipelago type region. The code name is
7.8, too much water?
that's the clue that the Riddler gave on Twitter actually before this hack. But the code names in the leak for the games are, I think it's Pokemon K and Pokemon N. That could be wrong.
Yeah,
Getting nods around the room.
I do see that
Definitely
because
K.
I remember someone was speculating that it was something to do with the periodic table elements of potassium and nitrogen. But
I've also heard that it's based on these Japanese words that basically mean waves and wind, and it's going to be like Pokemon Wind and Pokemon Waves, and it's going to be like sailing between all these different islands in the archipelago, kind of like that Zelda Wind Waker or whatever. Remember that one where you had to get in a little boat and you know the one. Joel's nodding. But so it's going to be like a Greek archipelago is the theory.
so presumably,
Pretty similar to Sun and Moon then, right?
well, I was going to say pretty similar to Gen 3.
Yeah. Holland.
That was Japan and Gen 7 was Hawaii.
Yeah.
So this is
More
going to be
so.
maybe like ancient. I don't know. Greece is a cool region, but I don't know why they would only
Greece
make
would
it
be cool, but get the
islands.
fuck out of Europe.
Get the fuck. Where's Pokemon Australia region?
People have been talking about Pokemon Australia region since Gen 6,
Yeah.
and it's still not happening.
They should go
Zebstrike.
to America. They love America.
Oh, can't get enough of that shit.
Pokemon Disneyland. Hell yeah.
I mean, they're doing, talking about how US centric everything is. They do gens on entire countries, France and then Spain and then the UK and then this is maybe Greece and we've had Japan and then Gen 5 was New York. Just one city, or to be generous, a state.
America's quite big in its defense.
Australia's quite big.
Australia's fucking huge. You
We
reckon,
love
do you reckon
Australia.
they're just going to give us a Perth region?
That would be sick. I hope the design.
Can't wait to verse the Byford and Armadale gym leaders. All the people in the gym shank you as you walk past them.
That's basically Power World, right?
I was going to say the antagonist team would be Team Gosnells.
Blitzel Zebstriker was meant to be a single stager, and they split it last minute to two different Pokemon.
They need to give us an evolution of Zebstriker and make it good.
Or
so
a
that we
Mega
can actually use it.
Zebstriker.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the entire plot for Pokemon Horizons anime was leaked. Well, not leaked, but it was in the hack. And apparently it sounds epic. Pretty much the second Pikachu, the great.
Again, this leak is just Game Freak spruiking. This is we've got the plot for the anime and it sounds awesome. Coming this summer.
Well, they have leaked. I just haven't read it because I can't be bothered. It's a lot of. But also, the next Detective Pikachu movie that was meant to come out this year. Obviously, it's been delayed because
How are they going to do another Detective Pikachu
I don't know,
movie?
it's
They
called-
took Ryan Reynolds out of the Pikachu.
I don't know. But there's a second movie coming out, and there's
Put
also
him back into the Pikachu.
there's also another there's a Netflix Pokemon show coming out.
Oh yeah, the whole plot and stuff was leaked for that, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's
Wild.
pretty much all the future projects have been leaked apart from Gen 10 and ZA, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Because the leak is a
they're the ones I care about.
Even with the leaks, the only info they don't give us is about the video games.
I know. So it probably was Game Freak behind the leaks then.
Yeah, exactly.
inside job.
It does kind of seem like a very Game Freak thing for this to be a marketing campaign somehow.
Masuda
And as they commit
frankly.
to the marketing campaign by also releasing the personal information of all their employees. It's we appreciate that you and your families may have lost a bunch of money and
Some of you may
Thank you for
die.
your understanding.
and your families won't be safe, but consider marketing.
Unbelievable.
Now go work another 14 hours in the day, you Japanese employees.
Random stuff in the leak as well that I liked was the original template for the box art has also been leaked. So
Okay.
all of the bleed lines, so resale value is being called into question because people can reprint the original boxes.
Ethan, stop using my team sheet as a coaster. I'm using that team sheet on Thursday.
Oh, quick.
I hope
everyone
you're
look.
not.
Thanks for listening. Here's Mark's team coming out this Thursday.
Actually, that's true. If you're listening to this episode the day it drops and you're coming to collect it in Perth tonight, Chris is going to preview the first 2 mons on that team sheet.
There's a couple of, can I start talking
Yeah,
about
go
it?
ahead. Doc's my team sheet. I don't care. But it's the same as I ran on Sunday, so if anyone's being attentive.
I don't know. Like there's a Conkelda and a kilowatt rule, so I'm very confused and slightly aroused.
Ooh, Terra Stella on the kilowatt rule and no sash. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sash is for pussies. Also, it was already on my Whimsicott.
Oh, no, half the team has been leaked.
Hydreigon as well. There's your 4th.
this is what number 64 in the country. This is some high level shit. We're
It's
like,
running kilowatt rule.
Kilowatt
Again.
also play at Dortmund.
Any international players who are listening, come and visit. We're free.
looking at this team, Mark. I don't think you'll be in the top 64 for long.
This is
Well,
coming
why don't
from
you-
Mr. 65 himself.
Why don't you come on Thursday and find out?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Maybe if I get. So I will. I'll try. The one thing I was testing. So we're moving on from the leaks. We covered all the things that we wanted to bring up about the leaks before we move on to
The part
Regage.
that I know a lot of people are thinking about, like I said, we'll cover that in the, bottom cut.
the sexy stuff, the controversial stuff. We will talk
$3
about.
a month, you can hear us, and we'll probably read out snippets as well. So to hear our beautiful buttery voices read out the smutty Pokemon fanfic, which was official.
It's canon now. Also, don't bother going on the Pokemon store and trying to buy an Octillery plush. I already checked there. They're sold out. Okay, so don't even bother. It was posted on Twitter last week. And I have had too much wine. I can't remember his name. Is it Klevsky? Klevsky's a person.
That's a Pokemon.
No, that's Klefki. What's his name? Anyway, there was someone who leaked for Dortmund. He almost brought Yanmar.
And he didn't?
He didn't.
So
last
why are
second.
we talking about it?
Because it became all everyone could fucking talk about, and every YouTuber made a team about it. So
Yeah.
That's true.
after is it Krevsky?
I don't know who the fuck you're
Oh,
talking
anyway,
about.
there was
Sorry.
someone who. It was someone. I'm so
thought
sorry
you knew your
that I'm
communist
butchering your
theory.
name, whoever you are. But this guy was like,
It's
look,
just that this guy has come up with both Eviolite Yanma and also
it wasn't Eviolite.
no, it wasn't
Sash.
Eviolite. Sash Yanma and also the
Fev-
Communist Manifesto.
Okay, Fevzi at Fevzi OE. I'm so
Fevzi
sorry.
Dippindy?
Fevzi, which almost brought Dortmund to Dortmund, Yanmar.
But again, he didn't.
He didn't, but
Pussy.
he tweeted saying like hypnosis lets you ignore safety goggles and grass types because it's got Yanmar gets compound dyes, Yanmega does not.
Yep.
Okay, that's for context. Never miss Screech to pair with like Dragonite and Garchomp, all that sort of stuff, right? And Annihilate. So he leaked this tech. Will Tank then made a team and at least released a Pokepaste on Twitter. Every fucking YouTuber under the sun, and I mean, I watched about 6 or 7 different YouTubers do videos on this,
Yeah, so
including
many of them did.
Cybertron.
Yep.
To be fair, he did say, content creators, please use this team.
Yeah. So and every fucking content creator
And they
did.
fucking delivered.
And I must admit, before Will Tank did the Pokepaste and before all the YouTubers doing, I saw Fevski's thing and I started cooking. And I was going to bring Yanmar on the weekend had I been able to build a team in time. But it actually is hilarious because you can't, it's Focus Sash, Terra Ghost. You can't ignore it because it's got a 78% accurate hypnosis that can't be, you can't switch in something with goggles or something or a
Or a
grass,
grass type, yeah.
It's got no miss Screech, and you can just spam Earthquakes next to it because it's flying type. It has
Terra
Tailwind.
Ground Life Orb Garchomp next to
It
it.
has Tailwind. And usually Protect was the 4th move. It doesn't have anything attacking. And yeah, it was everywhere on Twitter and everywhere on YouTube. And I actually think it's very similar to like the Vivian with the Focus Sash like Sleep Powder,
Yeah.
Hurricane tech. But Yanmar takes it to the next level. And I'm really glad to see Yanmar actually got some usage. And I was shocked that it didn't get like a 1 day 2 placement in Louisville. I was hoping it would because so much publicity. I thought, yeah, someone's going to take this and use it.
Yeah, no one did. But if
It's
you-
really hard to beat because base 95 speed outspeeds so many things.
that's pretty fast, yeah. If you're coming tonight to Thursday in Collector, you know to prepare for Kilowatt Roll and for Yanma. So make sure to have your ice types ready, I guess.
I have no. I've gone a different way. I'm not bringing Yammer on Thursday. Someone else might. I don't know. Is there a Yam? No. Dan's shaking his head. Ethan's shaking his head. I have something else spicy, but I'm not revealing it. When I win on Thursday night or the next event I go to, I will then do like a team report on this show. So stay tuned for that.
On a scale of Yanma to Crawdaunt, where are we sitting?
I did bring Crawdaunt to an event. That is true.
What is what on the scale?
Yeah, which is worse on that scale?
Yeah, what's
You
the
tell
scale
me.
look like?
I don't want to leak the tech.
He's
I don't
bringing
want to leak
Crawdaunt.
it.
Crawdaunt
It's not.
Sweet knockoffs.
Does Crawdaunt get an earthquake?
Crawdaunt's a really good size spam trick room like Pokemon, like to beat that team.
An answer, yeah. If for a second I thought you were going to suggest a size spam user.
yeah. Terra Psychic Expanding Force. I don't know. If
Yeah.
it doesn't get Expanding Force.
I would be extremely surprised if it did.
The problem I have, and
Expand crab.
okay, so I'm going to read something semi-serious, and I bring this up because Mikhail Kelsch also posted a video about this as well.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, and a great guy, by the way. One of my favorite Germans of all time.
Friend of the show.
We'll go friend of the show because he does like my comments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is receptive on
He's receptive.
Twitter. I think he's liked a few of the comments that Joel has made in the official O2 drop Twitter.
Yeah.
Try and get him on for an interview.
We'll try.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. He was like,
And before Chris gets blocked again.
he sounds like me. He came out and said like, oh, like I'm not, there's all these events in a row, back to back to back, and there's all this pressure on me. And like he loves the game, but like he finds himself wanting to create these original teams, and tries to perfect these teams. And he sits there and spends like 10 hours in Team Builder, and could just never get happy with the team, and just like it chews into his other hobbies and friend time and other social time. And I'm sitting there going, holy fucking shit, this is exactly how I felt, because you guys know that I bailed on the weekend's event because I just had run out of time. Because when you've got events almost every weekend and the meta game shifting so quickly,
Yeah.
you have to like re-EV, like, every time I want to run a Dragonite, I switch between multi-scale and inner focus. That's a fucking expensive ability patch or whatever, like every fucking time, which are finite resources.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at people, and I know that people, there's so many people that message me in the DMs like, oh, like I've got like a hack switch and I've got 999 of these, like, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. I don't know how to do that, so shut up.
You should name drop them.
No, I'm not name dropping them. Big Picker might be listening. But like, every time you rebuild a team and retweak your EVs, you got berries to wipe the EVs, and you got to get the vitamins to re-EV it. You've got Terra shards to change to Terra. You've got, my cat game is like got no money left, no resources left. And it's like, grinding for all these things and changing the team, because you got to spend hours on Showdown testing these teams. Once you get happy with a team, you then got to build the team. And it's a really, really time consuming. I know that people gen shit, but like I don't have that ability. And I know that other like big profile players have like people like Wolf Glick, for example, right? No, not digging Wolf Glick, even though he's on the list. He has like a team of people that build him Pokemon, and like he's not there alone. Like, all these like competitive players have people that, I need like a 0-speed this. Can someone, do it for me? And they get given a Pokemon, right? I do it all myself, and I play like I've got full-time work Monday to Friday. I've got 3 different sports that I play. I've got like friends, and I've got like a life and other commitments, and I've got this podcast, and I've got other, shit to go to the gym, like, stuff like that. Like, I don't have time every day to like sit there and build Pokemon, and I just choose in. I don't have time for any other video games. I don't have time for like any other like hobby sometimes, and it's a constant this pressure to have new teams every week for a tournament, and I just find it's exhausting. And I was burnt out on this weekend, and then when Mikhail Kelsch said the same thing, I was like, fuck, I'm not the only one. Having said that though, when I took that day off and stayed at home, there was like Blissey Terra raids that weekend that were giving like shitloads of Terra shards. And also I've discovered I could just like spam with like Amulet Coin, the Ace Academy tournament.
Oh, yeah.
and just get like $200,000 every time I beat it.
I used to, every time I play, when I was doing Sword and Shield, every time I went to make a team and needed the money, I'd just bring Gigantamax Meowth,
Oh, the payday.
potting an amulet coin, and just click payday, and you got insane money from that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted. Has anyone else ever been in the situation where you're like, "Fuck, I don't have the time to sit here and grind out another team,"
Yes.
and like I'm behind on so many other like hobbies and things I want to do. Yeah, I'm in a relationship now, and he never gets to see me because I'm always like, "Oh no, I've got a Pokemon tournament tonight. Sorry." And I mean, I play TCG too, so that's my own fault. But I've also backed off on that as well. I don't know. I just wanted to like Pokemon Burnout's a thing. Comment, DM us, slide into our DMs with your nudes or with your stories about Burnout, because I'd love to talk about more about this.
No, I feel you. I definitely felt like that. I think coming one spot away from a Worlds invite and then, hey, do it all again. I'm
but
like,
you can't take a break because you've got to be in the top 20.
And
that was
pretty rough.
exhausting. And that's why I took a massive break as well.
But I think that's another of the many issues with the new qualification system is you can't take a break. You know, for the other, previously you just had to get to a certain amount of points.
Yeah.
And so you could just be like, all right, I'm going to take a break in, these few months because there's not really any major events and I can still get to the points cap.
Now it's fly to fucking Brazil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get mugged.
If you're not on it all the time, you're going to fall behind the other 20 or so people who are all gunning for the top spot.
Yeah, even I trolled the first GC and I was like, fuck, now I actually have to like try hard the rest of them to get points. When you like see the leaderboard, you're like, oh my God.
And you guys have been doing fucking well. Like I'm saying this from like what's the word? Like New Switzerland here. Like objective. You guys are doing fucking well, and you're only in 65th and the 64th and 67th.
Yeah.
So like you got like 45 more places to crawl up. Like, so you guys, I expect top 8 Perth Regionals for both of you.
I think I need to win Perth if I want to qualify for Worlds.
It's just the pressure is insane, and also the metagame changes so much. You got to be prepared for so many threats in Reg Age, and there's so many, when you're building a team. I don't want to just like steal someone's rental code and run like the big 6 or whatever from like the latest regional winning team. I'm not going to run like Andrew Zeng's team on Thursday night. Put it that way. You know what I mean? Like, I want to build something myself. That's I've got ownership on, and it's really hard to find a team where you can have like a chance against every matchup because there's so many threats. I don't know, it's exhausting, and maybe I'm just to accept that I'm never going to be a good Pokemon player.
I don't know. I mean, I was the same in Regulation G. I brought basically the same team to every single tournament, where usually I like switching it up. For Reg G, I was spending barely any time on Showdown. I wasn't really, playing on cartridge. I was just rocking out to events because I enjoyed events, but I otherwise wasn't touching the game. And how'd
you do in Reg G?
I did it right, actually. I like the team, but not as well as I would have done if I applied myself. But I think I was in a similar spot where I just
sound
wasn't.
like my school report card.
Just applied himself.
Come on, surely all of us in this room have ADHD. We all got that report card.
At what point does Pokemon go from a hobby to a chore?
Yeah,
like it's a fine line sometimes. That's what I feel like.
I mean, that's the issue, though. I think all of us in this room, have at least some kind of idea of wanting to go all the way, compete at the World Championships.
I've had that daydream before, yep.
Yeah.
I've had the daydream of me competing against Wolf in the final of Worlds, the garage match of the century.
Unblock me on Twitter, thank you.
But that's the thing, right? Is with anything you do in life, if you want to be the best of the best, or even just, among the best, you have to go beyond an enjoyable and relaxing hobby and apply yourself beyond, to a point where it becomes exhausting and it becomes work and you have to put genuine effort in.
And money into it to travel.
Yeah, well, yeah. But in this case, yeah. But, essentially what I'm saying is like if you want to do well, you have to work.
What bothers me, I just don't know what level of work I'm supposed to be putting in, because I drive to work and it's a 25-minute drive to work. I listen to Pokemon like YouTubers and podcasts and stuff on the way to and from work in the car. I'm always listening to like tournament results, the latest like meta trends, team building strategies. Like I I'm on a Pokemon podcast. I mean, that is. I don't know what more like work I could do. Like I sit on there and show down. I started doing best of 3 open team sheet because I was complaining about people. Thank you. Yeah, and I've been winning.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm just I just don't know what's going to happen when I come. Okay, we'll see what happens next event. We'll see what happens next. Now that I'm doing proper best of 3 team open team sheet, we'll see. Because I've been putting the time in. Everyone's like, "Are you going to do more open team sheet best of 3?" I'm like, "Well, I don't have time because like it's so time consuming to do a best of 3 just in your spare time. Like if you do like a couple, that's like half an hour gone. It's a lot of time. More than half an hour.
Yeah. I think, this is a good time to just shout out to all our listeners that your life comes first. It's great to, want to do well at Pokemon or whatever game or activity you apply yourself to, but always make sure life before Mons and that you are taking care of yourself because burnout is a real thing and it can genuinely impact your mental health pretty severely. So take your breaks and, make sure if you're starting to lose the fun that you used to feel, kind of reevaluate how you're approaching it. And
Just
get good.
find the spark again. I've been having so much fun.
If you're doing badly, don't forget you can still come to the Perth Regionals after party and get drunk with us.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, no one at that after party has done well because the 3 or 4 people who actually do well enough at Perth all just kind of go home to flowchart and sleep, and the rest of us are at a bar down the road from where the event was held, just getting absolutely shit faced into having cash matches.
Jesus.
I mean, in Melbourne, about 5 of us made day 2. We're just like, nah, fuck flowcharting and practicing our teams. Let's
We
play.
went and got fucking margarita fish balls.
We went to a Mexican restaurant and we got like liters of margarita.
That was
Just wanted to
dangerous.
smash
I was
Melbourne wearing
absolutely
sombreros.
That's right. We were walking through Melbourne, half cut, wearing sombreros, just getting into conversations with groups of strangers, getting back to our place at midnight, and then trying to get to bed to go to day 2.
And then we stayed up and played Jackbox all night
we
afterwards
did.
as well.
And we still did decently well on day 2 as well.
Well, I mean, Kieran won.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't come with us.
He went home to flowchart and sleep.
Damn, maybe there's a lesson in that.
Yeah, Kieran's a nerd.
Happy birthday, by the way, Kieran.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love you.
21 today.
Yeah, huge. Good on
We
you.
found an old
Is he
video of
22?
him from.
I thought he was 21. Wait, he's 22.
I think so, yeah.
He's like
Oh,
15.
whatever.
What are you talking
Fucking young
Yeah.
little shit. Oh,
Wait, his seniors interview.
Yeah, we found this video of him from. It was 2016, and he must have been like 12 or 13, right? Fucking tiny.
He's so
about? He was so small.
Probably still better than all of us even then.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's going to do us for tonight. So thank you all so much for joining us. I do hope you join us again next week. New episodes weekly. Again, when Joel's internet is able to hack making an upload.
last minute shout out from me.
Yeah, please, by all means.
Shout out. This is a Chris honorable mention. Lewis Tan, multi-boy. Mate, change your profile pic on your Twitter and your VGC, and your Victory Road or whatever.
The World Cup.
You World Cup.
headshot.
You look 8 years old, and there's going to be some pedo out there that's going to come for you.
Jesus Christ.
Please change your profile pic.
Slucking's coming.
Slacking. Typhlosion is coming for you. All right, let's get an accurate photo of you up on your socials. That's all I got to say. So just honorable mention.
I will quickly take that moment to shout out Team Australia for the World Cup.
And the great video
Managed-
that Dim the Sim
Yeah,
edited.
That was great. I love that. But shout out to
Is it
friend of the show, Kieran Singh, Melbourne Regional Champion, who is managing that team this year.
and vice manager? That's not a word, is it? Deputy
Co-manager.
Co-manager
Yeah.
Alistair Sandover,
Yes, yeah.
another friend of the show.
Brilliant.
Yeah, good luck to all of you. I'm sure you'll all do really well.
Shout out Chris's sister. Subscribe to Bottom Cut, $3 a month.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to do that, but that's fine.
Shout out Claire's hot brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, do check out the Bottom Cut. It's only $3 a month. I know we're in a cost of living crisis, but let's be honest, that's fuck all.
We're ripping ourselves off.
Yeah, we are absolutely ripping ourselves off.
Other people have said that.
Yeah.
What is it? $26 a year. That's nothing.
24.
Wait,
36.
$3 a month.
Okay. Can we just?
I said 36. That's you just
said
misheard
26.
me. No, you misheard me. I'm good at maths. Trust me, I have most of an accounting degree.
No. Hit the fucking button, Mark.
Bye. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Also, don't forget to check out our socials. If you can't afford $3 a month, at least give us a follow on Twitter.
Please follow me on Twitter. Are there any people that follow me on Twitter are bots? Can someone please follow me on Twitter at the Mazda, MARRSTER? Please follow me. I need friends,
Oh, and
especially attractive ones.
one more thing I did want to shout out was we are looking at doing the O2 Drop Invitational in the future. So if you're in Perth and you are
A good player.
yeah,
If you've won a challenge,
Or a bad player.
No.
No.
you have to win a challenge.
hey,
Top two
bad,
car.
When we
players can win challenges.
Can we can we
50% of us on the panel at the moment have won challenges
can we
this season.
can
Yeah,
we
we're
back,
all terrible.
Can we backdate it to last season?
No.
Joel says no.
But yeah, it's a bit of motivation if you're in Perth. Compete in your challenges, see if you can get a win, and you might get an invite to the Invitational.
Is there a prize?
I'm sure we'll come up with one.
O2 dropped calendar. Sexy calendar.
Free bottom cut subscription.
Until next time.